a long overdue video, I must say, and I also must apologize for being so absent from all of my channels here on YouTube, but it's just been a crazy time for us, as I imagine it has been for most of you guys out there with this COVID and Black Lives Matter. And then on top of that, I had brain surgery in May, and my pain has been really bad, and they're discussing doing another brain surgery, but I just said I want to hold off because I don't want to go through that right now. And then in August, my mom hit her head on the door of her where she was staying, and she literally was walking around talking to us, doing our Zoom meeting during COVID because we weren't allowed to go visit her, and she hit her head on the door when she was walking with her nurse. It was so loud, we all heard the crack, and we're like, ew. And her mood, she was really happy, and then her mood just went from here, and it just went by the evening. So the next day they called us and said that she was kind of twitching, and they thought she may be having a seizure of some sort. So because it's COVID, you can't go check on her. So they called the ambulance, which is their protocol. That's what they're supposed to do. So they called the ambulance, took her over to the University Hospital, and Jesse went and stayed with her until, that was about maybe 9 at night, and he stayed with her until about 3:30 in the morning, till she fell asleep. And then he came home, and then from that point on, from 3:30 in the morning till the next morning, we don't know what happened, but my sister got a call from the hospital and said, you need to all come quickly, your mother's gonna die probably within the next couple of hours. And what had happened is she had aspirated on something, her saliva or something, because she wasn't drinking anything, and nobody noticed that her oxygen level was down to 60% for about 15 minutes. So to already add to someone that has dementia, that was just more cognitive damage done to her brain. So from that point on, Mickey and I took turns. One day she'd go up, next day I'd go up, one day she'd go up, back and forth, because we were the two people on her power of attorney. So we would go, and we met with the doctors, and finally after a month, and they put a feeding tube in her. We're like, well, she seems like she's getting better, and she's enjoying us visiting, we can tell. And so all the family came from every corner of Canada, and we let them go up instead of us so they could have some time to visit with her. We played music for her, massaged her, sang to her, like every possible comfort measure we could do. Then we spoke to the doctors about putting feeding tubes in, not through her stomach, but just firstly through the IV, just some nutrition. So they did that. And you can only have that for about a week, I think. It's not a permanent thing. And then they put the tube through her nose down into her stomach, the feeding tube. And she pulled it all out. She was like, no, I don't want this. She pulled it all out. And through all of her papers, I had found this thing she had written saying that she did not want any tubes or anything that was going to sustain her life. She didn't want that. So she clearly made that evident by pulling everything out. So long story short, she pulled everything out. We moved her over to palliative care at the General Hospital. She was there for, I want to say 2 weeks, and then she passed away. So we lost our sweet mom, and we had to plan a funeral all during COVID. And I'm sure, there's many, many people out there that are dealing with this, not just me. But having said that, that's why I haven't been vlogging or doing any crafts or anything like that. It's just, I needed some time for me, just to heal, just to, I don't know, just to kind of go inward. I've been this mandatory, you know, staying in your house and lockdown and all of that has been good for me, because that's exactly what I needed. I've been reading a ton of books and just resting when I'm tired, drinking tea, contemplating life, and in search of like my authentic me. You know, there's just so many things go through your head when you lose your mother. And, you know, the person who saw you take your first breath and you were there when she took her last breath. That's just huge. And it is the circle of life, but it's just huge, you know? So it's like you are now the next generation. Like there's very few above us, although I still have a few aunties, but do you know what I mean? Like in my own line, there's no mom and no dad. So it's, yeah, just a lot of things you think about. I was very, very sad. I still am, but I was also relieved for her because she was not enjoying herself. And I think it's very, very sad when somebody's demise is near and you try to prevent it because you don't want them to pass. Well, nobody wants anyone to die. But if the alternative is them being here and suffering, then it's very selfish of us to want them to stay. So please excuse the lighting. Deanne does personal training and dryland training for a lot of hockey teams, and she borrowed my ring light, and so I'm just using a little lamp here, so it's causing a lot of shadowing. So sorry about that, but she needed it more than I did. So yeah, so having said all of that, I am just trying to figure out where I want to go, like what channel, what road I want to take. I've been doing a lot of journaling and art journaling along with it. Like I'll art journal the page and then write all over it, which has been very therapeutic. I love doing that. And I've made a few cards and some few Christmassy crafts and stuff like that. But I do want to get back to vlogging. So I have started a vlog. It's not quite done, but it'll be up yet. And I hope all of my subscribers will still stick with me because I really like vlogging, and I like vlogging to you guys out there. And so many of you did send me messages when my mom passed, and I really appreciate it. It means more than you could possibly ever know. You know, you're my support, and I appreciate it more than you know. And you know, there are some really positive things that come from parent passing. Our siblings are much closer than we were. You know, you take that for granted that you haven't talked to people in a long, long time, so you don't talk to them. Like my sister and I, we always were tight, both my sisters, but my one sister wasn't able to be here. She's in Seattle and couldn't travel to Canada, so we did a virtual funeral, and it was really beautiful. It turned out so nice. Oh, so nice. And all the little grandchildren carried orange roses up and put them in a vase next to my mom's urn, and it was just beautiful. We had my sister, my niece who's in New York also couldn't come, my nephew who's in Toronto, and Jesse, who was away filming a Netflix series. So they all could not come to the funeral. So they all sent video messages, which I incorporated into the funeral video. So my skills of videography really came in handy because it was easy for me to do that. For somebody else, it would have been a daunting task to have to figure out, how do you do video? How do you insert all this stuff, you know? So I enjoy doing that. So yeah. So anyway, back to me and my channel. I am going to start vlogging again. I'm also going to do the 12 days of Christmas. I wanted to do Vlogmas, but I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew. So I thought I'll do another 12 days of Christmas. In the new year, I want to start doing more art journaling and art therapy, because during this time, I don't think COVID's just going to be magically over December 31st, 2020. We're still having to cope, and I have a feeling January is going to be a big, huge down, because everyone's wanting this year to be over and hoping this year will be over and everything will be better next year, but it's not going to be. We all know that. So I think that's a perfect time for us to dig deep and try and find things to do to heal ourselves, and art journaling is a perfect thing to do. You don't have to be an artist. It's more just putting pen to paper, paper to paper, a little bit of paint, and it just feels good. You know, it just does. So I'm going to do that in January, and that's about it. I've been playing around with so many fun things like false eyelashes. Look, I'm trying to master them. That's something I've been trying to do. I've been trying to wear makeup when I feel like it, because I don't want to just go around looking like a, you know. Even this morning I didn't feel well because I take a lot of meds on Friday night for lupus, and Saturday morning is always kind of a and so I thought, no, get up, take a shower, put some makeup on, put my slashes on. See? So that's what I've been playing around. What else have I been? Still doing my nails. Got some Christmas stuff going on here. Things that I don't normally do. I've been trying to master different things because you have all this time. And why not grab a task that you can't do or have never done, not can't do, you never tried, and try it. Be fun. It's going to be fun. So the 12 days of Christmas, I'm going to start filming those right away, so they're ready to go. And because nothing's more stressful when it's day 3 and you haven't filmed something, so you have to film it in the morning and upload it, you know. So I'm going to get those all done right away and finish up my vlog and upload that. So again, I hope you guys are still around and still my followers and will continue to support my channel. I would very much appreciate that. And I've missed you all. I've missed your comments. And that's it for now. So we'll see you soon. Richard's out in the art cabin and Fitz is right here under the rug. And I'm trying to wrap my head around not having everybody over for Christmas. The year your mom died. It's like so heavy on me. But we will get through this. We will. We'll get through this. Somebody made this comment on CNN, this woman that she was quite poor. Well, not quite poor, but she was going to the food bank. So it doesn't mean you don't have to be quite poor to be going to the food bank, but she needed access to the food bank. And then she split her food bank groceries with a neighbor who was worse off than her. And her comment was, you know, these may be hard times right now. Things may be difficult for so many people, but as long as I can wake up the next day and eat food, I'm blessed. And it's true. As long as I can wake up and still look outside and look at the birds and you see the brightness out there and find a little bit of joy in my day, then I'm truly blessed. Oh, and one other thing. My mother, I don't know if some of you guys believe this or not. My mother visited me about day 3 after she passed. Oh my goodness. It was so, okay. We had this Body Shop Vanilla Chai body butter that we would massage her with, and she loved it. She just loved it, and she seemed to like the smell, so we would put some like right here on her lips so she could smell it, and would relax her and everything. So it was like right down to where you're scraping the the container. So Deanne went to the body shop to get some more, and they said, oh, I'm sorry, that's kind of a specialty one. We don't sell it anymore. So, and then a few days after that, she passed away. So we just stopped looking for it. But it had this distinct chai smell. It was so pretty. And so anyway, she passed away. You know, a few days later, I'm sleeping. It's like I'm in a deep sleep, and I get this smell that's trying to wake me up. And so I kind of wake up, and then I go back to sleep, and the smell just kept getting stronger and stronger. And I'm like, what is that? So it woke me up, and then I realized it was that vanilla chai. So I was looking around to see, did I have anything from my mom's from the hospital near me, or that? But why would it just be getting stronger and stronger? So I noticed that I didn't. And I just felt this calming, I think it is pure love. Like I can't describe the feeling, but it was something like that. I was just this, and my mom, we used to hold her hand in the hospital, and she would lift her hand up like this and kind of do this a lot. And so then we put her hand back down on her chest, and then she'd grab your hand and do this. So I'm just sitting there laying there. I was laying in bed, trying to figure out what that smell was, and why was I smelling vanilla chai? Why did I feel so beautiful? This beautiful sensation. And then my hand goes up like this. And it starts doing this, and I'm like, what are you doing, Monica? That's kind of weird. So I put it back down. It goes up again. And then I realize my mom is here. That's my mom. She's visiting me. I'm positive. I would lay my life down 100% positive. I had a visitation from my mother. Beautiful. And I think that's what has kept me calm and more stable through her loss, because she's right there. Like, it was, there's no word for it. Amazing isn't the word. Beautiful isn't big enough. It's just, there's no word for the sensation. And then I kind of was talking to her, but I wasn't verbally talking, in my head. I was like, oh, hi, Mom, you know, just talking to her, hope you're okay. And then I rolled over, and the sensation kind of was fading away, and the smell was fading away. And I just rolled over and went back to sleep. And then I thought, oh, let me see what time it was. Like, what time is it? So I turned back over, looked at my phone, and it was 3:30, and my mother died at 3:30. So I'm like, what do you say to that? So I choose to believe my mother visited me, and it was beautiful. And yeah, it was. So I think if you lose someone very dear to you, pay attention. Pay really close attention, because they are. My dad did that too. My sister said, she goes, my mom, she hasn't visited me, but she goes, I'm too scared. I don't want her to come. But you see, if you're not open, they're not coming. My dad did. Holy, that's a whole other story, but he did too. So, yeah, just wanted to end with that. Christmas miracle, you know, it was beautiful. So anyway, I'll see you guys real soon in my vlog, and I'll see you on 12 Days of Christmas. I'm very excited about that. And yeah, hopefully I can keep going with my vlogging, but please forgive me if I have some times where there's a lag or a gap in between my videos. So all the best to you guys, and please stay safe. Stay safe. Wear a mask. 6 feet. You guys know. Simple. Try to keep your family and yourself safe, okay? So we'll see you guys all real soon. Bye.